Thank you. So 15 minutes, let's see. Power corrupts everything, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's something that I learned some time ago, and I believe that today we see that spreading in our living planet, in our political system. So Venezuela, right now, during the last 14 years, now it's going to be 15, smartly, they think a lot, and they made this nice new thing that I call Neo-totalitarism. Neo-totalitarism is not a dictatorship in a straight sense. I mean, you don't see military every day on the street. People can live at their homes freely. There is no martial law. There is some medias that are free. Most of them are closed during the years. And we have that, like you can have in any of your countries, by the erosion of democracy. Too many medias talking bad about politicians. I mean, you don't see the good things, you just see the bad things. Too much foundations trying to rebuild the country, rebuild the nation, without figuring out the consequences of throwing all away and what is going to happen when we don't have any institution left. Right now in Venezuela, we have censorship in different ways. If you have a newspaper and your newspaper spread ideas that they don't like, they don't give you dollars to buy your paper or your ink or whatever. If you don't pay taxes a little, they put the number very big to close your media, and so on. They pressure the owners to discharge you, to fire you, they prosecute you, they put bombs, and they can put you in jail too with no fair trial, no good reason. Also, nicely, that's very bad, and I'm saying it in a sarcastic way, we have the bigger rate of assassinations, homicides, and that any other country on the planet have, and I'm very sure you don't even know. We have 188,000 people got killed since '99, and that's the official number, so maybe we have around 250,000. 99% of those killings the people are free. There is no trial, no investigation, no way to put them outside the streets. So you can feel free in Venezuela. If you want to kill someone and you have that courage, you go there, it's for free. And then we also have the ineptitude, the impossibility of these guys to rule well, even if they are ruling in a illegitimate way. They are ruling wrongly. We have over 1,500% increase on the inflation. This year, we have 49%. It's a lot. We have 3 times devaluated our money, our currency this year. And also, we lose around maybe 1.7 million jobs. We close around 357,000 companies in Venezuela, and we also let the government have stole property from people, like 150,000 more property stolen. They don't pay to them, even companies, large companies. If you make the number, it's more than Vietnam, Korea, Iraq, and Afghanistan together, and there is no war in Venezuela, like a real war. Then we have violation of human rights, you name it. I put a list there, but between those, fair trial, we have people in jail for political reasons, we have crimes if you have a point of view different of the government, you can be in jail for that. I was denied of my passport. This not only happened to me, there is a lot of people who are countryless right now, not because they didn't born there or because the country was disbanded, no, because the government denied them the nationality. So they became countryless. What about that? So I don't want you in my country, like it's my country, you're born here, I don't recognize you born here, so you countryless. Then we have, I don't know, according to the official numbers, around 3 to 6 million is for you, some of you, maybe it's not a large number, but for a country of 27, 30 million people, 6 million fleeing from the country is like a lot of people. And we are not used to that. We like our country, we like to be there, and we're supposed to be happy there. We can't. People they flee for security reasons, for persecution, kidnapping, and all other reasons. And right now we have also a legitimacy problem. The actual so-called president, he won on unfair, on legal elections. There was people who were dead voting, more than 120,000. What about that? The difference was 214,000. We have people vote several times with the same ID. We have voting, like people who had helped to vote because they were blind. No, they were punished if they don't vote for the right people. We have videos of that. But they also changed the electoral rules in a way that you cannot audit that. You're supposed to audit the machine. So be aware of electronic vote, guys. It's like the other person was talking before me. It gives someone the opportunity to steal your elections or your vote. And we don't even know if he's Venezuelan. What about that? He denied showing off his birth certificate. I remember Obama showing it up when they were saying that was from here, from there. He showed it up. But we are requesting that from before the election, after the election, till today. And they show it like that. Like, see it. Faster. Stop. Where are you born? So there is like 7 versions of where he born, which year. And in any case, we have proved that at least, even maybe he's not Venezuelan, but if he is Venezuelan, he's also Colombian. I don't have anything against Colombia. I love Colombian, especially women. But but in any case, you cannot be president and have 2 nationalities because the Venezuelan constitution denies that. I like this watch here. It's getting fine. This is the one. Okay. Now we see this model spreading all over. You can say that Russia is a great democracy, or Ukraine. You can believe that all these countries that are going in the Arab Spring, they're going to become like what we call democracies. I don't think so. Some of them are changing the rules of the game, the constitutions, the configuration of the entire government. So you see the institutions there, like, the prosecutor, the general federal prosecutor, and then you see the Supreme Court name in the building. But those are empty buildings. The people who are there are just following the lead of one person that today we cannot call dictator, but is Neo-totalitarism. That's the name I put it. Neo is new, and totalitarianism means one little group that controls almost everything. So they have centralized power. They have these facades of government there, and it's like a Halloween democracy. There is someone alive there that is not a zombie, but it looks like a zombie. You can be scared in Halloween too. This is not a joke. It's a dictatorship disguised like it's a dictatorship disguised as a democrat, as a democracy. So maybe you think that this cannot happen to you. Raise your hands who are Americans here. Everyone. No? Oh, most of you. Okay, Americans tend to say that nothing is going to happen here because the system works, blah, blah, blah. I don't think so, you guys. I think people can get big time one day. And they will open a space for a third party here. Hopefully, he will be a nice guy doing the right thing. The right thing. Maybe it's older people, like a charismatic guy, that runs a talk show, very extremist. He will take over your country, guys. And you say, no, this is the Constitution. We say that too. Like, our Constitution, don't approve this, don't let them do that. But when political facts come around, legalities drop. They fall apart. Because when people rise very, very with anger, with rage, against race, against religion, look at the other countries. Maybe you don't have this religion thing. But I remember other things you have recently. So all those bad things that we humans have are there. Good things too. So we need to be aware how our leaders are empowering the good or the bad. Okay, they promise they're going to fix everything. They're going to fix the system because it's broke. Sounds familiar to you? And so at the end of the day, what they make all the rules, all the system, all the institutions work for their convenience. That's what they do. And it's noticeable. It sounds familiar with the other guy that was talking. I don't know why. Then they don't have, they run elections very often because they need the other countries to, see, like there is some way to get them out. But, oops, they have electronic vote, they control the electoral system, and you cannot audit the system. So they let you play the game a little. You still have to play the game, by the way, because if you don't participate, it's worse. You need to prove on the street that you are putting people out to vote. And the laughable thing about this is that sometimes people like us, like you, they say, I'm not involved in politics, I don't like politics. Maybe you don't like partisan politics. But saying that you are not involved in politics, not cool. So I'm going to pass all this down. Very bad. As all the communists are the dictators prior to them, but now they have Twitter, they have Facebook, they demonize the opposition. So regularly, like me, I supposedly work for the CIA, and I got paid for the Empire. The Empire don't pay that well. And I don't have a passport, so they didn't give it to me, so it's noticeable that I don't work for them. And they censorship the press. They increase bureaucracy. Why? Because they need to have a lot of people under their their payroll. They need it. They need to have like slaves there. There is no laws. Why? Because they need people to be afraid. Meanwhile, you're struggling to go out on the street without getting killed, they rule. What we can do? First of all, we need to be aware that participation in politics is good. If you are not politically aware, you're giving power to someone else to take decisions from you. And then we need to be brave, walk, talk, do things, be conscious, be informed. Follow the situation and spread the word wherever we go. And finally, use whatever skill you have. If you do music, if you write poetry, if you write blogs, if you do video on YouTube, whatever, to use the technology against those regimes. Neo-totalitarianism can be spreading right now. Imagine as the butterfly effect, if like 10, 20, 40 democracies fall apart, it will spread like a cancer, guys. So we need to raise a little. I like that picture. You see, one guy slapping everyone, and one race, nothing happened, but with more people raise up and demonstrate bravery in front of the oppressor, things change. Then understand our rational values and things, and believe that democracy is over all that. That's the last frontier. It's something that we cannot lose. Our liberties, our freedom, our civil rights. And stay interconnected, because if something happens in one country, it will happen everywhere. Thank you very much.